Welcome and thanks for joining us at EMII.com. I'm Caitlin Sisney with your hedge fund headlines. Today is Thursday, March 20th, 2008. The sweet times for sugars are beginning to sour as hedge funds pumping money into the commodity markets are likely to dwindle. In an interview with Bloomberg News, Jeff Baumey of BNP Paribas Commodities Futures noted that as banks have cut credit lines to hedge funds, money previously intended for acquiring commodities is being withdrawn. He said they've been doing it for the last month and it's gotten worse in the last 2 weeks. Raw sugar hit a 19-month high of $15.07 a pound on March 3rd, but prices may drop by at least 1/3 over the next few months. That's not a bad thing for some. If that occurs, sugar may hit 16 cents a pound by the end of the year. Staying with hedge fund news, analysts at ABN Amro are predicting a hedge fund bloodbath in London. The Evening Standard reports that the firm views the collapse of Peloton Partners as a harbinger of bad tidings and a protracted round of unwind that could see the demise of many hedge funds. The perfect storm brewing for this disaster includes nervous investors filing for redemptions, even as the number of hedge funds limiting or suspending withdrawals grows, and banks cutting back their lending to hedge funds. According to ABN Amro analysts, other signs pointing to the impending doom are the 12% decline in new fund launches, fundraising efforts yielding 10% less, and hedge fund losses averaging more than 2% a month. And in hedge fund news, the former head of legal affairs for F&C Asset Management is suing the hedge fund manager for sex discrimination and seeking $27 million in compensation. Gil Switalowski, who is the mother of 2 special needs children and once considered one of the top attorneys in the UK, claims she suffered 18 months of bias and harassment, according to FinTog, citing an employment tribunal document. Switalowski says she was overlooked for a higher position and that a male employee who also had special needs children was treated differently. Her attorneys figure her losses amount to $27 million, which, if upheld, would be the largest sex discrimination payout ever in the UK. And in hedge fund news in Asia, Singapore says that local hedge funds as well as its banks have largely avoided the pain of the U.S. subprime mortgage crisis. According to Monetary Authority of Singapore, quote, most players have not experienced problems such as the inability to meet redemption requests or margin calls or problems with valuation arising from the recent credit crunch. The authority, which says there are some 200 hedge funds based in the city-state, based its comments on its review as of December, with no update reflecting events of the past 2 months. And that rounds out today's hedge fund headlines. Thanks for joining us on EMII.com. For more details on these stories and much more, click on our hedge funds channel online and read the latest developments.